Welcome back to the channel, and as you can see today we're going to be on Assetto Corsa Competizione. We are going to be doing a little challenge, racing, not in person unfortunately, but we're going to be trying to race against the world's fastest gamer 2, James Baldwin, in his own car. So the British GT was the series he took part in this year, and the final event of that was at Silverstone, and that's where we are today, trying to beat his qualifying lap time. And we're going to be trying to do it on the game here today. So as you can see, if you want to have a go at this as well, here is the setup I used. It did help a lot. It brought my lap time down maybe by a second and a half, even 2 seconds. So yeah, let's get right into it. So as we get into it, I just want to say Happy New Year to you all. And with the new year, I've actually got an upgraded, if you like, a new wheel stand and seat combination. So I've gone for the GT Omega ART. I believe it's with the RS6 seats, I believe. And it's really made a difference to my kind of sim racing from where I started. Especially on Assetto Corsa, I have a lot more control of the car now, a lot more confidence, and I'm a lot more comfortable throughout. The force feedback's a lot better as I've been able to kind of hard mount the wheel and pedals this time. And the pedals are actually on slant, so it just feels a lot more like a real car, and it's, like I say, much more comfortable. I've actually been going quicker and really enjoying the game more, to be fair. So as you can see on our first run, we've only put enough fuel in, I think, for an out lap. I think it was 2 or 3 fast laps and an in lap. So this is our first good lap, I'd say. We had a few attempts before this, but we weren't pushing too hard on this lap, just trying to hit our markers more than anything. We didn't really want the car sliding around too much. We weren't trying to find the absolute limit yet, just trying to get around the track and set kind of a benchmark time. I was running around kind of 2 minute 1 second, 2 minute 1, 2 minute dead. I believe this lap was a 2 minute dead just to start us off. Even with the braking and everything, I know quite a few people at the start of the Assetto Corsa had trouble for some reason with G29 pedals, brake pedal, and I did the exact same, so I'm not sure whether they've updated it, but that feels a lot better as well, whether it's just easier to hit the pedal now it's on a bit of a slant. And if you do want to see the setup, you can go to, I believe it was the last video uploaded, just a little tour, a little kind of promo of it, and that is what I'm going to be using this year. For the majority of the year, I'd imagine, I don't think I'll be upgrading again. Possibly upgrading to a Fantech wheel, but we'll see about that. So yeah, we're coming across the line, and this is going to be our benchmark time for today. And like I said, 2 minutes pretty much dead. And then I started trying to push, and this is what happened. Very easy to do on Assetto Corsa, but I was just trying to find the limit. There's nothing wrong with that on the simulator. And so now we're going to get on to, I believe this was our best run of the day. So we cross the line, another 2 minute, kind of 2 minute, just dead there, just over dead I mean. And this is the lap where we really put it up all together. As you can see, already got a positive delta up top. I had watched a little bit of the onboard of James from Silverstone. It wasn't so much the gearing that I remembered and implemented here, it was more the lines. I think through there, online I have seen people kind of push the car a bit more and getting sliding around to get through there quicker. But I felt on this lap, that was exactly how I wanted to go through there. This corner I'm struggling with, it does throw you off. It's kind of a blind corner exit, if you like. You're not really sure how far you can run out wide until you're kind of halfway through the corner. Another favourite bit of a track for me, very heavy braking zone there, that feels brilliant. Like I say, with the new kind of setup, and I'm braking a lot more consistently as well, which I used to struggle with. Kind of a new section of Silverstone here. This corner again, very hard to get right. I was kind of hitting the brakes hard for a second or so, half a second, and really throw it in. Another heavy braking zone here. Trying to carry speed through here in second gear, and then you're going to be down to first gear for this kind of hairpin bit almost. And then you come flying back out onto what was the old track layout, down into the last part of the lap. Now the GT cars do still use this old pit straight and pit lane as their start finish straight. Now as you can see, just hooking up, we gained a lot of time here. I believe on the other lap we'd done, we lost quite a bit of time here because we were sliding around a lot. We were really hooked up by last corner, got on the power early, and out we go. And we're going to cross the line with a 1:59.3. I do believe that was, I think, 8/10 if I remember correctly, off of his qualifying time. I believe he got into a 1:58.5, potentially just slightly quicker. So we weren't far off at all, and I'm sure I will be revisiting this in the future. And so now we're just going to jump into a race and have a bit of fun. As you can see, struggling to get it going with the clutch here. But yeah, like I said, I'm sure we'll be revisiting that at some point. I really want to do all the other tracks that he visited, trying to get as close to his qualifying time. Like I said, I believe his qualifying time was 1:58.5. You'll have to look that up for yourselves. I probably will leave it in the description. And we got down to 1:59.3. And so now in the race, I believe AI, they were on, I just raced against the computer just to have a bit of fun. I believe they were on 95 and the aggression was on 90. I probably should have turned the aggression up a little bit more, as they were giving me quite a bit of space. As you can see, just taking it nice and easy on this first lap. You'll see in the top right corner, I haven't really been on the game much, hence the not brilliant stats. I really need to get the safety rating up, then I'm going to go back online, and then even possibly get into the competition servers. As we go for our first move, it's going to be quite hard to do on fairly cold tyres and cold brakes around the outside here, especially a corner I'm struggling with, so I'll back off and let him through. Just try and get him behind him. As you can see, the car's really struggling on these early laps with the tyres, but they are starting to warm up now. The brakes are starting to come to temperature now. I felt like we were going really slow through here, but I think it was just because we were in that train. And we're now flying out a new section of track. Well, it's been, say new, it has been quite a number of years now. Again, just being careful, going down a gear there, which I wasn't doing on the flying laps on qualifying, but just take it easy. For some reason AI were braking very early at this corner, and so I was trying to take advantage of it. The Lamborghini there gets it all kinds of wrong, gets on the big sausage curves, which I don't really want to do. A good bit of side-by-side action, and up into 18th place. I wasn't expecting too much from this, I was just trying to be consistent and get some of my ratings up, and I thought I'd be good fun, as it did turn out to be a decent race to show you guys. Definitely not a last to first challenge, but just trying to get back into Assetto Corsa. I really am enjoying it at the moment, it's just trying to get back up to pace really. As we nearly lose it there, did have the traction control down fairly low. And we're just going to skip forward a little bit. It was a 15-minute race, we're on 12 minutes now, 12 minutes to go. We're now on the back of the next Lamborghini. Gold one this time, we get a little bit loose again coming out through here. These slow corners I was struggling a little bit with getting power down, and we're just going to hold the line around the outside. There's a car behind there, just try to have a go. Yes, I believe he might have gone off the track after that, as you can see up top. Was the yellow flag for a second, but not a lot. We lose a bit of time, and so we're going to skip ahead again. And now we're back onto the back of the gold Lamborghini. We've got a brilliant run out of last corner, so it should be a fairly simple move coming down into turn 1. He leaves the room, he doesn't move into braking thankfully. And through we go up into 17th. 10 minutes left of the race. There's quite a pack ahead, but ahead of them I don't think we're going to catch many more people, but if we can just get in the fight of this pack here, this kind of mid-pack, it would be good fun. Like I say, this was maybe my kind of second or third day back on the game in a long while, because we're now on the back of a Porsche, 9 minutes to go, and we are now on the train. We're going to run a bit deep here. I knew that AI were going quite slow into the tight corners for heavy braking zones and that. Obviously that isn't a heavy braking zone, it's just a tight corner, and so I kind of V the corner off and get a much better run in him. He's actually going to go defensive, so I'm going to go around the outside, which is going to be an incredible move. A lot easier to do this time, as we do just about put it off. He has a look, we're going to hold it on the curbs there. Not easy to do when the tyres are up to temperature, when the brakes are up to temperature. You can throw it in with a bit more confidence. And the pack again, whilst we've been fighting with that Porsche, got away a little bit. We're just going to stay on board here for a little while now. Again, you can see at the top, our time's not too bad for race pace, just over the 2 minute mark there. And by this point, we were getting this corner a little bit more right. We were playing with kind of lines, how heavy we're braking, whether we're trail braking in or just braking heavy and throwing it in. Just toying around with it. And by the end of it, I'd found that actually braking heavily into there wasn't helping me a lot, so I was trying to carry the speed through there instead of braking in a straight line. Whereas here, I was still just hitting the brakes hard and then throwing it in, getting back on the power early. As you can see, we get a brilliant run on Porsche. We're never going to brake early. And this time we're going to go to the inside and get the job done very nicely. He's going to actually try and stay there, and we kind of steer away to start with. There is contact. I didn't quite know what was going on there, to be honest, because we've got another guy having a little look, so we try and leave him room, run out wide, and we keep the place. I wasn't quite sure what the Porsche was actually doing there. I was going to try and get straight back up the inside of him. He'd gone for the move, and then he seemed to sit in the corner. I steered away from him to start with, and obviously I had to start steering back into the corner, otherwise I would have never made it. And he just seemed to still be there for some reason, hanging on, whether he'd gone a bit heavy on the brakes and carried straight on almost. Skipping a bit further ahead, we've got 5 minutes of the race left now, still in that 15th position, and we're now having a look, and this was completely my fault. I'd kind of half gone for a move, and you really can't do that in racing. Obviously it's against the AI, so I haven't given the position back, I'm just going to carry on going. But that was completely my fault. I don't know what I was thinking. It looked like the space was opening up, and it suddenly shut off, and I hadn't fully gone for a move, and so that really caught me out there. Bit of contact. Thankfully I don't think he went off the track or anything. I think he actually slotted in behind us. And we've got a brilliant run now out of turn 1. And this was a very brave move at the time. I was quite surprised it went so smoothly. We caught the curbs on the inside there very heavily. I know James in his video from Silverstone was saying, qualifying, hit them curbs, but during the race you don't really want to be doing it as it unsettles the car, as you just saw there. One, it's more risky, and obviously in real life it could do damage to your car. Now, we're going to stay on board with this lap, and there's a reason for that. I spent quite a lot of time doing the hot lapping. Obviously I only had a limited amount of laps during that because of the fuel and everything, trying to keep as little fuel on board as possible. And we actually still made a few mistakes on this lap, but you'll end up seeing this actually ended up being our fastest lap of the entire day. In the race we went quicker than we did in qualifying, which was very interesting. I think possibly it was just having a bit more time to play around, because I wasn't on a tight schedule of 2-3 laps. I had as much time as I wanted to within reason. I had a full 15 minutes, which as you can see it was towards the end of the race that we actually set this. And it always helps chasing a car ahead when you are trying to go quicker compared to being on a qualifying lap on your own. But still, I was very surprised. I wasn't really looking at my delta at this point, I was just trying to be consistent. And like I said, it was the odd mistake. Again, another little mistake there. We got it turned in a little bit too much and the car started sliding away from us. I felt we run slightly deep there. We didn't quite catch that apex on the inside. As you can see, our delta 1.3 seconds up on our previous best time. We're actually going to come across the line with 1:59.2 in the race. Now, I'm not quite sure what James Baldwin's quickest lap time during the race was, but even compared to our own qualifying time, to be that close, 7/10 I think it is now, and Silverstone is a fairly long lap, so we're definitely going to be revisiting this, like I say, later on in the year, trying to completely beat it once I've got a bit more back into the game. As we get a brilliant run now through the S's and down this really long canyon straight, up the inside, nice and easy. This was a corner which was catching us out. It's going to jump to the off-board action. As you can see, the Nissan's going to have a little look at the inside. He gets a little bit sideways, we're going to hold line around the outside. Coming through the tight and technical section, we're going to get on the power a little early, as you're about to see. We do get very sideways. We managed to catch it though. I must say, the livery looking very, very lifelike. I did really enjoy playing with this, to be fair. The offboard cameras are really good on this game, but for some reason I can only get like the last 3-4 minutes of the race. I'm not sure whether that's a bug on PlayStation. I will be saving up to try and get a capture card at some point to really improve the experience for you guys and be able to have longer offboard shots, especially on Assetto Corsa. So we're going to jump back onto onboard. 1 minute left of the race. We're in 12th position from 20th, not complaining about that. And we're just going to skip onto the final lap of the race, where we have caught the BMW up, back down Hanger Straight again. We're 0.7, 0.8 of a second behind him. We're really pushing now. You can see we ran a little bit deep, but we managed to pull it back down to the apex there, to be fair. Obviously, the further we're going up the grid, the quicker the drivers are a little bit quicker. As you can see, the time's run out, so we are on the final lap. It's a shame I got into some of the battles at the start of the race because, you know, BMW in front of him, 2 cars in front of him, could quite easily been in the top 10 if we hadn't been involved in that. But now we're just really pushing on trying to catch this BMW. Before the end of the lap, I thought there might be a chance coming down into here, couldn't see how slow he went. But he does quite well through his technical section. I'm all over the back of him here, but this corner he gets very good. I turn in a little bit too much there, and then there's a little twitch on the exit. As you can see, he gets a much better run out there. As we're now coming into the last sector of the race. And back to the off-board shots. As you can see, we're not quite close enough. We're going to try what we did on the Porsche earlier. We're going to try to go for a deep line and the cutback. As we're rounding the corner here, you're just going to see we again get a little bit sideways just coming out of the corner. But what a race, and thank you all for watching. It was a brilliant fun recording this. Definitely being back into Assetto Corsa, and I'll be doing a lot more videos of these. I'll see you next time.